Okay. Holy shit. I don't know why this is so hard. Can we acknowledge that? Like, why is this is so formal, and I don't really care for it, but we're doing it because I think it's fun. I've gotten a lot of people telling me that it's a good idea, and I think it'll be a good idea. I had people telling me to talk about Hitler. I've had people tell me to talk about Yeet, Hitler, like, just my thoughts on, like, today's topics. I had somebody ask me to talk about butt sex. I had somebody say that I should talk about how to, rage bait a man. I like that idea. I like all of these ideas. I like the thought of doing this, and I would love to actually do this, but for some reason, I'm just a big old... But we're changing that. We're doing it. Okay. So, I'm probably gonna edit out some curse words, which is okay. You know, like, this is okay. But so, I have a microphone for show because I have no adapter. So I don't have a microphone because I have no adapter. But so, hi. How are we? I feel like this is nice. I feel like this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be so fun. You're currently set up on a ring light with a rotating purple and blue light. And I don't know if you can tell, but I also have a lot of purple lights in my room and a lot of warm lighting. And I have a Christmas tree. But this Christmas tree does not mean that we are not celebrating Thanksgiving. Turkey needs its time, okay? Everybody glosses over Thanksgiving, and I actually want to talk about that. Why are we glossing over holidays? Okay, so it goes from, like, back to school, Halloween, Christmas. Why are we glossing over turkey time? Halloween's big holiday, consumerism, all of that, capitalistic holiday. We love to see it. Why you buy turkey? The only, like, notable, like, turkey Thanksgiving event that I can think of is when Butterball fucked turkeys. Do we remember that? Do you remember that? That happened in Arkansas, by the way. For those of you who don't know, Butterball got caught molesting and sexually assaulting and straight up just beating the shit out of turkeys in the Ozarks, in Arkansas, at a Butterball factory. Why? Why? It was a private investigation by PETA. And, you know, at first I was like, well, it's PETA. Are we gonna be, like, are we being serious right now? Like, the only, like, good thing that PETA has done has gotten Bethany Frankel naked. That's the only good thing that PETA has done. But then, they had video proof. They have, their private investigator has videos of fucking Butterball fucking turkeys. Why is that the only Thanksgiving thing that I can remember? You know, besides, you know, the whole story of Thanksgiving that we were sold as children. About, you know, the natives and the colonizers just getting together and having one big meal. Why did we do Thanksgiving like that? I feel like we should really celebrate turkeys. I'm thankful for a lot of things, and I would like to know what y'all are thankful for. I'm gonna farm some engagement real quick. Comment what you're thankful for, please. I would really enjoy it. You can give the turkey some appreciation. You know. I don't really have that many turkey things, actually, now that I think about it. That kind of makes me feel bad. I feel like I'm a hypocrite now, because I don't really have much, like, I have a lot of Christmas decorations, but I don't have that many, like, Thanksgiving decorations. Do they even make, they make Thanksgiving decorations, but, like, they don't, we should have a Thanksgiving tree, you know, I feel like that'd be really cool. We just gloss over Thanksgiving, and that's kind of sad. I feel bad, you know, for a turkey. Did we even pardon a turkey this year? Every year, the government pardons a fucking turkey. And I don't think that we did that this year. So that's another thing that you can be mad at Trump for. He didn't pardon a turkey. Is it even... Okay, I might just be pulling that out of my ass right now. I don't even know if it's, like, close enough to that time to pardon a turkey. I don't know when they pardon turkeys. I know they just do it. So, I may just be completely spitballing here. But I might not be. But anyhow. But yeah, so I got the Christmas tree up. Filled with a bunch of random shit. I think I have like a fucking finger in there somewhere. I don't know. I don't know. So, I had a dude ask me if I was gonna talk about Hitler. You know who you are. I'm not gonna say your name because I'm not gonna give you that fucking promo. So, little story. Somebody has a Hitler wallpaper. Okay? Not saying names. Somebody has a Hitler wallpaper. And they have had said Hitler wallpaper since 8th grade. And at first, it started off as just a picture of Hitler, and now it is evolved to Hitler kissing Kanye. Well, Kanye kissing Hitler, but they're like, you get the point. It's reciprocated. And I'm not saying names, but they love it very much. And they also took a picture of a calculator saying "come some" right next to the picture, which is pretty damn funny, if you ask me. I think it's funny. But again, I cannot name names, just know they're a fucking G. And that wallpaper is how a certain somebody first got introduced to another certain somebody. And that's how a relationship blossomed. So you can thank whoever on Reddit posted a picture of you can thank whoever posted a picture of Kanye and Hitler kissing on Reddit. Thank you. You built my relationship. But I'm trying to have like a natural conversation, and I'm trying to like keep this going upbeat and funny. And I feel like I'm doing a fairly good job of it. Obviously, I will have people tell me if I did a good job or not. Like, I genuinely, if this is shit, tell me, okay? Because if it's shit, I don't want to think that it's like not. And I'm like, this is the coolest shit alive. And you're like, actually, it's fucking garbage. And you just nobody tell me. I would love to know, you know, give me hate, guys. But yeah, so, what other topic was I asked about? Yes. Okay. So, the whole reason why I even started this podcast was because I post a lot of ranting videos on my Snapchat, because why wouldn't I? You know, I can have the freedom to post whatever I want, all of that. Obviously, within limits, hate speech, all of that, which I don't want to post hate speech. So I don't. But if I did, that'd be bad. But so, I posted a video where I was talking about why do people put things up their butt, okay? It's not comfortable. I hear that it's very painful. I would never know. I've never done it. I don't plan on it. But I hear that it's very uncomfortable and a painful experience. So why are we doing it? Why do people do that? Why do we subject ourselves to this? And I posted it, and I had somebody slide up. I'm gonna give him credit. His name's Isaac. Pretty cool dude. And he was like, you need to make a podcast. And I was like, are you shitting my dick right now? And he was like, no, you should make a podcast. I would listen to it. I feel like it would be funny. And so I'm like, are we being serious? Like, you're flattering me right now. And so then I posted a story on my Snapchat, and it was like, should I start the podcast, yes or no? And I got a lot of yeses. I got a surprising amount of yeses. I got a lot of yeses from people that I would never expect a yes from. But then I got some no's, some usual no's, you know? So I'm not really I'm gonna take it as a win, okay? Because the people that said no say no to everything. So I'm gonna take it as a win, but I hope that it's a win. And I hope that this can be a good experience. But so, yes, that is how this started. I hope that this can be fun, and I really want to do more things. Like, I really want to do story times and stuff like that. But I don't know, you know, I would love to have guests on here and just to talk and cool like that. I would love to have activities, you know, some fun games. I was talking to this dude, and he was talking about doing like a Yeet tier review. First of all, yeah, I love Yeet. I'm not gonna lie. I want to pour Red Bull down Yeet's legs and use his toes as hamster feeders. And I've said this before, and I mean it. I really mean it, okay? I love my boyfriend so much, but I love Yeet too, and he knows that. Okay, good. My cat's in heat, by the way. My cat, if you hear her meowing, she's screaming for her lesbian lover, which so happens to be my turtle, because one day, okay, so, at first, I thought that my cat was trying to eat my turtle, and so I was like, fuck, she's gonna eat my turtle. So, I start closing my door at night. She starts clawing her way in my room to see my turtle. So then, I'm like, get the fuck out. So I kick her out, and I close the door. And the next morning, I get up to go pee, brush my teeth, all of that, get ready for school, and I leave my door open. Wasn't thinking. Don't know why I left it open. But then, I'm done brushing my teeth. Okay, it's time to get my shoes on and leave. So when I come in here, and I look over. And this bitch is in my fucking turtle tank, laying with my turtle. When I say laying with my turtle, I mean she was laying down in the water, just petting my turtle. She was licking her. She wasn't trying to eat her. She wasn't biting her. She was like rubbing up on her and licking her. And my turtle was into it. So I'm like, oh shit, did I interrupt your foreplay? I apologize. But so then I put a lid over it, and I've kept them separated, so it's forbidden love, even sexier. But yeah, my cat's a lesbian, who wishes to have sex with my turtle. But yeah, so I feel like that's pretty cool. Damn, 12 minutes. Okay, 12 minutes. I feel like this is gonna be, it's gonna be fun. I'm into it, you know? I'm into it, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, you know? So Cupcake, I don't know why, but I have had this one specific Cupcake song stuck in my head, and it's actually a feature of hers. It is Splish Splash by Dream Doll. And when I tell you this song is a beautiful example of lyricism, it's amazing. It is honestly a masterpiece, and it's extremely vulgar, okay? I don't think that I've heard a more vulgar song than it. But it's also perfect for Cupcake. And it's not like, oh my god. It's like, it's not the type of vulgar that, like, you know, you would listen to it and be like, what the fuck is this shit? It's the type of vulgar that you would listen to it and be like, oh, so she likes penis. You know, like, it's, you are expecting it whenever you listen to a Cupcake song. But it's a masterpiece, and it's amazing. And the lyrics in it are just so, they're so good. You know, they flow together. And you say what you will about Cupcake. You could say so much about her, but she is a lyrical genius. And I stand by that. Because who the fuck could get away with singing some words that I'm not gonna say, because then they'll be taken out of context? But like, listen to the fucking like Yellow Brick Road song that she made. Or like, who the fuck else would come up with the whole Squidward nose thing? Who, like, she literally, one of her lyrics in the song Splish Splash is, this be a snack, so I got him pushing me up in a shopping cart. I'm too big for that. To get that benefit. That flows. That's bars. That is bars. You cannot tell me otherwise. I don't understand why we are hating on these women who, okay, I understand why we're hating on these women who are just, like, singing their songs about, like, coochie and shit. But then the same dudes and women, can't forget the female haters, the same men and women that are hating on them are going home and jacking off to Bonnie Blue. It's the same thing. Just one is a lot more creative. Making a song about putting things in your butt is a lot more creative than putting things in your butt. I fear that that's just a fact. I fear it is. You know, it takes a lot of effort to think about witty things to say related to putting things up your butt than it is to just put something up your butt. But you know, I just feel like we need to give people more credit where credit is due, because I would like to see you, as the consumer, make a song about putting things up your butt. I would love to see it. Bet you won't. But I don't even know, for real. Like, I'm just talking. But I feel like that's what a podcast is, just talking. Especially since I don't have much to do. This is the first ever episode of my podcast. This is the youngest podcast alive. Y'all remember when Lil Tay turned 18? Can we talk about Lil Tay? I've been told that I sound like Lil Tay a lot. And I had a friend that she would always be like, do the Lil Tay voice. And I would do it. And it always made me feel like, I felt like I was just, like, encouraging Lil Tay. It's horrible. I don't know why people like Lil Tay. I love Lil Tay, actually. I do know why people like Lil Tay, because she's fun. She's funny. She knows what her, like, market is, and it's honestly very impressive. Her marketing is very impressive. She dropped an OnlyFans link the day she turned 18, and she previewed it. Advertised it, whatever you want to say. She promoted it. That's a good word. She promoted it when she was, like, the day she turned 17, and she kept posting. I think she posted like 20 videos talking about how she's dropping the youngest link of the century, and she made like, she made either 3 million in the first hour or 1 million in the first 3 hours. Now, the 3 million sounds a lot more impressive, but the 1 million sounds a lot more realistic. But her whole videos that she was making were just talking about how she's doing this for the fans that have been pre-ordering since she was 8 and all of that. And that's a really fucked up thing to say. But she knows her market. She knows who she's advertising to, and she knows exactly what to do. Same thing whenever she was younger, you know, in the whole hypebeast era. She knew who she was advertising to. She knew who the market was, and she did that. And that's impressive as shit. Same thing with Lil Mabu. We can clown on Lil Mabu all day long, but he was doing numbers. And it's because he knew his market. He knew that the, like, cringier shit that he posted, and the more, like, weird, strange, like, shit that he did, and the more, like, clip farming that he did, he would get more views. And he did. It worked. We all fucking fell for it. We are all a bunch of fucking sheep. Same, I believe that the whole KSI song that he made was not serious. And I believe that for many reasons. One, because didn't he do, I'm pretty sure he did like a fight after it, but he got Trippie Redd on it. And that's one of the reasons why I don't think it was serious, because it's Trippie Redd. Let's be so serious right now. Trippie Redd had a baby with Coi Leray and cheated on her. Which not only is a dick move, but like, Trippie Redd is the most unserious rapper that I can think of to get on a song. I mean, like, do we need to look at what Trippie Redd does? And I love Trippie Redd. I'm a very big Trippie Redd fan, okay? But this bitch was not being serious. This bitch was not being serious. Let's be so for real. And he kept making all of this shit, and he made it so... he knew that shit was cringy. He knew that people would see that shit as cringe. And he did it so that we would interact with it. It's the same principle with rage bait and people that were, like, posting, like, the price of being, like, brunette in suburbia. It's purely for interaction. It's like whenever in Mr. Beast videos, whenever he's like, follow and you'll get a cookie, you know damn well you're not getting no fucking cookie. It's purely for interaction. And you know what? This is pretty fucking obvious. It's pretty fucking obvious. And that's so okay, because, you know, we don't really think of, like, we fully understand these things, but we don't think about them. And we don't realize how much shit we're contributing to, okay? And this goes for me as well, okay? Because I'm not gonna lie, I'll be interacting with some stupid shit. If I see one of those, like, I don't know if y'all have ever seen those, like, La Boo Boo giving straight teeth videos. I contribute to those. I love those videos. I think that they're funny as fuck. And my favorite thing to do is see a little twink who lost fantasy football just make one of those, like, La Boo Boo torta, yeah, just giving straight teeth. And I always thought that the whole, like, giving straight teeth trend was hilarious. Because it fucking is. You're scrolling through TikTok, and you see a dude just, while pretending that he's getting straight teeth. That's hilarious. I loved seeing the, like, who's under the table videos, because they're funny as fuck. That shit is funny. Why am I defending this like people don't think it's funny? A lot of people think it's funny. And you know what? 6'7" was funny. I'm gonna be so for real. There's something about just the randomness and just out of nowhere, people just being 6'7". That's funny. That's funny as fuck. I think it's funny. But it was never funny because of, like... It was never funny because 6'7" is funny. 6'7" is not funny on its own. But it's the fact that out of nowhere, and so many people have just started randomly, it's funny. And I think that we need to appreciate the humor in things more. Because everything is so funny. Everything can be funny. Everything. I mean, look at all the Charlie Kirk memes. Everything has been Kirkified. Every last thing, okay? I saw a picture today. Bentley fucking Whitaker. I saw your shit. He sent me a picture of fucking... of a friend of, like... of one of his friends and their fucking family, all Kirkified. You're not going to college, little bro. You're not fucking going to college. I'm astonished. It was funny. I laughed. I thought it was funny. But at the end of the day, all the Kirk memes are actually insane. That whole situation is insane. Because what the fuck do you mean? You get slimed out. Horrible, by the way. May he rest in peace, regardless of his personal opinions, that I did not agree with any of his personal takes, by the way. I did not agree with them at all. But at the end of the day, he was a human. He was a father. And now his daughter's gonna have to grow up without a dad. And is gonna have to take what actions he did to everyone else and say, hey, my dad did these horrible things, instead of being able to experience his love that he had for his daughter. And that's quite sad. However, how are you gonna get slimed out? And then your wife talk about how much she wants to fuck JD Vance at your memorial and stand on your casket and give JD Vance a big ol' hug. What the fuck? Literally, what? Why? Why are we doing that? Can we acknowledge how strange that is? And first of all, I'm fucking mad because how the hell is JD Vance pulling more hoes than any of us ever have? Now, obviously, I don't want to be pulling a bunch of hoes right now, but that's not the point. The point is, I should be able to. I should be able to I should be able to pull more hoes than JD Vance. How is JD Vance smashing a grieving woman? Grieving. I think I would come back from the dead and I would fucking kill him. You know, like, I'm really not into zombies. There was this one game, it was like, I think it was like World War Z or something, and these zombies, I would always play like the little mini games, and the zombies in the middle games would be really fucking fast, okay? And I know like the 28 days or weeks later, zombies, that would be me if my wife did that shit. I never really got into zombies, keep in mind. So these are kind of shitty examples, but that would be me if that happened to me. Because what the fuck if I died right now, okay, and my significant other stood on my casket at my memorial and gave a speech about how much she saw me in another man and how much she loved another man. Keep in mind, this is where I'm a man. This scenario is where I'm a man, and it's the significant other is my wife. And they did that shit. Bitch, it's over. I'm ripping myself out of that casket. I'm taking the embalming fluid that has been flushed through me, and I'm choking that shit back up. I'm using all of the chemicals and stitching that I have, and I'm like a fucking bomb. It's gonna be like fucking ISIS at that memorial. Because who the fuck even decided to invite JD Vance? I want to know how much she got paid. Because she had to get paid. And then imagine your wife gets a fucking hug from the fucking president, who just loves to grab women by their vaginas. I would be so mad. I would be so mad. It doesn't even matter that I'm dead. I need to fix that. I need to sew a hole? Yeah. I need to fix a hole in my pants. Because I was doing thank yous in the middle of gym class. And I'm just going at it, thank you. And I split my pants open, and it just, and like, you could see my fucking coochie. And I was like, oh shit, my pants. And I like rolled through, and I like fell ass up. And you know what? Surprisingly, hardly anyone noticed. I don't even know who all noticed. But yeah. Low-key, I find it funny how I can say some wild shit, like in the middle of class. Like, stories about wasps stinging me. And, you know, I feel like sometimes people don't realize that I am fully aware that this is gonna get back to people. Because I am fully aware. There is nobody has anything on me. I'm a very open person. I could come out on here and I could just spill everything and I could be like, this person has chlamydia, this person has that. But I'm not gonna. Because at the end of the day, I low-key really don't want to. I could run a mile right now in 2 seconds, but I don't even want to for real. Because I don't want to be like, bro, you know so-and-so? Yeah, that bitch got herpes. Even though the people that you think wouldn't have herpes. They got herpes, bro. If you think that your hoe got herpes, your hoe got herpes. Man or female. The term hoe is not sexist. I want a Coca-Cola, low-key. I feel like if I drank a Coca-Cola right now, I'd just be like, bleh. I have done that 5 times. I'm not wearing shoes, by the way. So I could just like show y'all my dogs right now. If y'all want to see them, DM me. I don't even know what to talk about. I went on a whole rant about like Charlie and Erica Kirk. I still can't get over that. That's just like, that's insane. When did we get so boring? Can we acknowledge that? Like, everything now is so lame and boring, and everybody's like so scared to be something, including myself, because like, what the fuck do you mean I'm scared to like say excuse me in a bathroom to go piss? Like, I'm gonna just stand in the corner and hope that you are not in line. But I feel like as a society we've regressed, you know, because we used to be so cool. The 70s, the 60s, Woodstock, you could just walk around boobs out, bruh. Now you say free the nips, somebody looks at you like you just curb stomped their fucking dog. Like, lil bro, I did not take a shit in your sock drawer, I just said I'm not gonna shave for a week. Why? You know, if you look back on all the shit that we used to do, we used to be cool. We used to, you know, do actual protests that actually meant something. We used to just be all, we all used to have like full trials for communism. It wasn't even the height of communism. Like, we were so extra. We thought that there were gonna be flying cars, and we thought that you could freeze yourself and be completely fine with it. We thought that Meet the Robinsons was gonna be real. We thought that there would be full machines to be our wives by now. Which they kind of are. But like, we had cool architecture. We had swirly patterns and shit. And now we're so sad and boring. But, like, it also used to be really funny. Now everything just isn't funny, you know? Like, I was watching, I don't remember the name of it, but it was a movie. And I reposted a lot, okay? It's the football movie where the dude loses his freaking fleshlight. His fucking, like, pocket pussy. And he's like, my dad gave me that. And I thought, that's really funny. That is, like, peak comedy. But then I watched another movie that was supposed to be, like, a remake of it. And it was just bad. It just wasn't funny. Like, but we do have some cinematic masterpieces. Like, Lamageddon. They removed Lamageddon, okay? I was gonna go on a whole tangent about good movies, but now I'm gonna go on a tangent about how angry I am that I can't find Lamageddon. Okay, so, about last week, my aunt and uncle came to visit, okay? And we're chilling. It's me, my mom, my dad, and my uncle, and we're all chilling in our living room. And I'm like, dude, you know what movie we should watch? And they're like, what? And I'm like, Lamageddon. And they're like, you keep talking about Lamageddon, because I bring up Lamageddon every time that a movie gets suggested. This was the first time they were actually open to it. And I'm like, yeah, I love Lamageddon. It's really funny. The llama boxes. The llama kills a bunch of drunk and high college kids. It's like an anti-weed movie. It's really funny. It's made by a bunch of college kids for a film project. It has llamas, sex, boxing, weed, beer, everything. Laser eyes. It rips the heart out of a dude's chest. It's really funny. And so they're like, okay, let's watch it. Let's fucking go. And I'm like, holy shit, we're so back. So I go to find it, and it's not there. So then I start looking online. I'm looking at like the pirate websites. It's gone. So then I go on Reddit. Okay, some of y'all know I love Reddit. I love my Reddit. And so I go on it. And all the Reddit posts about it say it's gone. It's gone. There's no, and I swear, if fucking Lamageddon becomes lost media, there's no reason to live. There's no reason to live. Also, the concept of lost media is insane, because you're telling me that nobody has any copies of it. There's no evidence that it even existed. Are we living in a matrix? Imagine we're all asleep in one big bed, just peeing, and then none of us wake up. And we're all just living like a weird pee simulation. That would be horrible. That would explain, though, like, if you ever, like, smells, like, you feel like you have a bad smell stuck in your nose. That would explain that. I don't know. If I go missing, it's because I revealed the truth, guys. Because I revealed the truth about our pee simulation that we live in. But yeah. But the concept of lost media is so strange to me. Because, why? You know? We all have, like, vivid memories, and, like, we all have tangible things associated to these memories. So why... Why do things go missing? There's an ad-lib. Well, not an ad-lib, but there's a little part in a Yeet song. I believe it's Loco. I know that it's in his newest album. And it's like, have you ever forgot something? And it's like, all the time, man. He's like, okay, but how does your brain forget that it forgot? And that's a really good point. Now, obviously, it's like a really stupid execution of it, like, of that thought. But it's a very good thought process, because how? Why? How do we just block things? How do we just forget things? Now, obviously, we know how. We know science behind things, but we don't really know why. We just know that we forget. And we just know that our brain blocks things due to traumatic experiences, negative associations, drug use, different mental things, or cognitive dysfunctions. But we don't know why. Like, I don't know why I don't remember that I, like, peed myself when I was an infant. Why did I pee myself, you know? Why do I pee myself still, you know? I don't pee myself. That was a joke. Not a very funny one, but a joke nevertheless. But, like, why? Why do we forget? It's a really good question. But I forgot, so... got him. Shut the fuck up. They're supposed to make a second Spaceballs. Okay, this is so random, but I love Spaceballs. I love movies. I love Mel Gibson. Problematic take. I think that he is an amazing creative director. Amazingly creative director. He is extremely talented. He's got some big feelings that he can work through on his own while I watch his movies, because I think he's very talented, and I think that the most disturbed people typically make the best movies, and the best just art, because movies are art. Evil Bong 420, Thanksgiving, Attack of the Killer Sofa, Velocipaster, Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter. I actually crossed that one off the list. That's pretty blasphemous. So is Velocipaster. Scratch those out. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, the 60s one. Return of the Killer Tomatoes. Attack of the Killer Donuts. Return of the Attack of the Killer Donuts. The list goes on. Lamageddon. And then there's a second Lamageddon, but I've never seen it. I've always wanted to see it. I've watched a lot of really good, bad movies. Relative Happiness is a very funny movie. It's on Tubi. It's pretty bad, but it's funny. There's a lot of extremely bad movies that are so bad that they're funny. However, Spaceballs is not one of those movies. Spaceballs is a cinematic masterpiece, and anyone who disagrees, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out of my trap house. I don't want you here. Okay? I love you, but get the fuck out. Okay? If I say keep firing assholes, and you look at me like I'm crazy, I'm gonna slime you out. Because it is such a good movie, and we have been waiting on a second one for so long. So what the fuck are we doing? Why is it not here? Why was Mel Gibson too focused on hating to make another movie? He distracted by his hate. I mean, Kanye hates dropping albums. He's been dropping songs. He's been going to carnivals and field trips. So I feel like Mel Gibson can make another movie. But Kanye is the GOAT. And you know what? Cousins was a good song. I really don't had a wonderful beat. It sounded amazing. Just besides the fact that it's about him and his cousin sucking each other off, which is a very traumatic event. But a good song. Dave Blunt's also makes good music, and I don't care what anybody says. It's straight fucking bars. Say what you will. It's fucking bars, dude. I enjoy it. I hope y'all enjoy it, because I enjoy it. It makes me happy. Yeah, I love Dave Blunt's. I love Kanye. I love Dave Blunt's. Playboy Cardi. All of them bitches. I love them. I would lick their toes if they really wanted me to. Yeah. But yeah. I get off track very easily. was gonna talk about something, but I don't remember. And I really don't care. So. You know, I feel like that's. How does your brain forget it forgot? Okay, you know, I think it is Loco, that's from. I keep looking at my fucking cat clock, and it's looking back at me. I have a cat clock. It's one of those, like, old school, like, the old, like, Felix the Cat type shit clocks. It's kind of cute. I like it. I have to keep the batteries out of it. And even whenever I remove the batteries out of it, it still ticks, which is kind of fucking weird. But nothing new. When I was younger, I had a Baby Alive doll that would shit. I had a Baby Alive doll that would shit, and it would, like, if you put batteries in it, it would shit itself. And because it was, like, designed for you to, like, change the diapers and all that and feed it and all that and have it on, like, a little potty, and your goal was to potty train it so that it wouldn't shit itself. But you would never stop shitting itself. So it scared the crap out of me as a little kid because it would always cry and shit. So I took the batteries out of it because why would a little 7-year-old me want to deal with a crying and shitting plastic baby? So I took the batteries out of it. And one night, pitch black by the way, this fucking doll starts screaming and shitting on my floor. And when I tell you, I don't think I've ever drop kicked a child until that moment. I started beating the shit out of that doll with a stick. I was so scared, and I had a burn pile at the time, and I ran straight outside and I threw that bitch into the burn pile. I was so scared. I was so scared. I peed myself. I actually peed my bed because I was so scared. I was so scared of this doll because all it did was shit and cry. When you turn the batteries off, when you took the batteries out, shit and cried. You turn it off and took the batteries out, it shit and cried. But now look at me. I'm doing the same thing. So I feel like I can't really judge the doll. And sometimes I think about that doll. But I also think about all the weird shit that I was scared of as a kid. When I was younger, I thought that if I sat in my bathtub while it drained, that it would suck my organs out. I thought that, and I was so scared. And I remember one day I was like, man, fuck this. I'm a big girl. I'm gonna fight this drain if it tries to steal my kidneys. So I sat in the bath, and it did nothing. And I was like, huh, I feel fucking stupid. There was a lot of things I was scared of. Again, I'm really into movies, so my family used to watch a lot of movies. And I believe it was either The Dark Crystal or The Neverending Story, because I had both of them on a DVD, and you know, it was the flip side DVD. So one side was The Neverending Story, the other side was The Dark Crystal. And there's this scene in, I think it's The Dark Crystal, where they have to cross this, like, bridge. It's like this, like, sand gate bridge. But it's not really a bridge, but it's like the bridge to, like, the next realm. And it's like there's like sand, and there's these big, like, ancient towers that shoot lasers, and they obliterate whatever walks through, like, the gateway. And I remember that scared the shit out of me. But every single night, whenever I would go to sleep, I wouldn't flip the CD, and because I was the type of kid that I would just watch the same movie over and over again, and I would never flip the CD, and I would always forget. And then it would be on that scene again, and I would start screaming and crying. I would start screaming and be like, "Oh, Daddy, this fucking movie is so scary." And my parents would be like, "Okay, shut the fuck up." They never told me to shut the fuck up. No, but they would be like, "Then flip the CD," and I would be like, "I don't know, I'm so scared right now." And so then I would just end up sleeping in my parents' bed. That worked for like 8 years, dude. I did that shit until I was like 9. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Kind of embarrassing, but I've said worse. Another movie that scared the shit out of me was Pee-wee's Big Adventure, okay? Growing up, I was raised on a lot of, like, 90s and, like, late 80s, early 90s, like, 2000 shows. And so I used to watch Pee-wee a lot. I would watch Pee-wee's, like, Big Adventure. I watched all the Pee-wee movies. I had them on DVD. I had a Pee-wee box set of his, little, like, clubhouse thing. Loved it. Loved Penny. Penny also used to scare the shit out of me. I don't know if you know who Penny is, but she had, pennies for eyes. And her name was Penny. She was a penny. Scared the fuck out of me. She was copper. Scared the shit out of me. But she looking back on her character was actually really fucking cool. And the whole Pee-wee house was actually very cool. But so I remember there was this scene in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and he gets a ride from a truck driver, and it's this old chick. She's like, "Tell him Large Marge sent ya," and then she's like, and like her eyes pop out, her tongue pops out, and it's like, "Ah, ah," and then Pee-wee's like, "Ah," and growing up, that made me cry. And I remember my parents would always try to skip through it because they knew that it freaked me out so bad. And so one time they go to skip through it, and we had horrible internet, so it gets stuck on the frame of her like, "Ah," and I'm screaming and crying, and my dad is like holding me, and it's like, "It's okay, it's not real." And they kept trying to fast forward it, and it wouldn't. And so I'm like screaming, I'm like, what the fuck? Ah, ah, like screaming and crying. And my mom just unplugs the TV because I was crying so hard. And I was like, I was so unbelievably scared I peed myself. Over Large March. I watched that movie again, and I can say it's just as fucking freaky. That's weird, okay? As a child, I had a lot of strange fears. I'm slouching. Like, as a child, I had a lot of strange fears, and I feel like they were totally valid for a child that had never experienced life before. I feel like they were fairly valid. I remember I used to play the Mimic a lot, and I thought I was so fucking cool because I had a friend that was scared about everything, and so I'd be like, let's play the Mimic. And I would play it, and I wasn't scared at all. But then I would also be scared that, like, my fucking, like, shower drain would eat me. So I feel like as a kid, we all have these strange fears, and we, like, virtue signal based off of them, and it's like, oh, you're scared of the dark? Yeah, I'm not scared of the dark. But my shower drain's gonna eat my ass if I sit in the bath. Like, that was weird. Let's be serious. And I don't know about y'all, but I love baths. Baths are the shit, okay? If you don't enjoy a good bath here and there, I don't trust you. I mean, obviously I understand. You know, like, this, whether you like baths or not, is not going to be a defining, like, characteristic if I trust you or not. But it's definitely going to influence, you know, my trusting choices. Because what do you mean you don't understand, like, how good it feels to take a bath? Maybe, who hurt you? What bathtub beat the shit out of your mom as a child? Because baths are cool. Baths are great. I like to take baths in pitch black darkness. No sound, no light, and I call it my womb time. And I believe that a bath in the dark is the closest thing that a man will ever get to being back in the womb. And I think that it's very refreshing. And I think that I would rather have my womb time than pay for therapy. And I'm a firm believer in that. But I'm at 50 minutes, guys. This is a long episode. I've already recorded this 2 times. And each time that I recorded it already, it felt so informal and not personal. You know, it felt so formal and not personal. I'm good at yapping. I've been yapping. I've always yapped. I enjoy yapping. And I've always wanted to make podcasts. So I feel like it's going to be fun. If you want to be on the podcast, I would love to have you. And if you have any ideas, again, I would love to hear them. I'm begging you. Please, I will get on my knees and I will bark like a good little boy. Because I need ideas. If you would like to have a story time episode, I would love to give you one. If you would like to give me some of your stories, I would love them. I did get a few stories and a few things like that. So I'd really like to get into those next episode. I don't know if I'm going to be doing daily uploads or if I'm just going to be doing like every few days or whatever, but I do know it's going to be consistent. I'm going to grind, guys. But yeah, let me know what things you would like to see. Let me know who you would like to see on the podcast as well. I would love to have you. I would love to hear your ideas. And I love y'all very much. And I'm very thankful for y'all. I'm very glad that y'all gave me the confidence to do this because this is something that I've been very interested in. And I really hope that y'all like it. And I really hope that this can be fun. And I hope that this can be a good experience. And I hope that this is not shit. And I hope that y'all enjoy it. And I'd love to hear your feedback. Again, I love y'all. I hope y'all have a wonderful night or day, depending on when you're watching this. Yeah. Jesus loves you. I love you. And I hope that you'll have a wonderful time. And thank you very much for listening. Again, this does nothing. It's purely for something with my hands. So, bye.